Hello everyone, my name is Alekhya, Assistant Professor in Cybersecurity Department. So today we are going to discuss about the registry settings for mobile devices. So what comes registry settings? So what are the issues in registry settings? Let us discuss today. So nowadays mobile devices, mobile devices, the digital devices, everything that are in everyone's hands. So the mobiles are common in everyone, for everyone. So everyone are using mobiles. So at first it is like a luxury. But nowadays every organizations are using digital devices, and every companies, every persons, the employees in the companies are having mobiles. So it is like a mandatory. So it becomes the one of the main part of our lifestyle. So to secure the data in the mobiles, so everyone has to know some security knowledge. So how to save the data, how to save our data in the mobiles. So what are the how to register the mobile devices, how to set the registry settings for mobile devices, and what are the authentication service security. Let us discuss today. Okay, today the contents are registry settings for mobile devices and authentication service security. So what are the issues in registry setting services? What are the issues in registry setting services for mobile devices, and what is authentication service security? So who can authorize the access of the data in the organization? Who can access the data? So who are the authorities that can access the data? Let us discuss in this authentication service security. So first one, registry settings for mobile devices. So what are the issues in registry settings for mobile devices? Let us understand now. Okay. So here the Microsoft ActiveSync. So the Microsoft ActiveSync, it's an example for setting registry settings for mobile devices. So Microsoft ActiveSync, it acts as a gateway. So it's like connection between the Windows PC, the PC we are using, that is having Windows OS, and the mobile powered devices like the Bluetooth. Example is Bluetooth. So the mobile powered devices that have Windows OS. And it's like a connection between, here the Microsoft ActiveSync, it's like a connection between Windows powered PC and Windows mobile powered devices. Okay, so enabling the transfer of applications. So for the transfer of applications, we use Outlook information, Microsoft Office documents. So the transfer of these things like Outlook information, Microsoft Office documents, pictures, the data what we have in our mobiles or in our PCs, and applications from a user's desktop to his or her device. So to transfer the applications, the media or the data what we have in our mobile devices or PCs. So the transfer from one device to another device. So here the Microsoft ActiveSync acts as a gateway. Okay, and it can synchronize directly with the Microsoft Exchange server, so that the users can keep their emails, calendar, notes, contacts, and updated wirelessly. So they can update everything. So they can update their emails. So they can update their calendar, their dates, their plan of the day. Like that, they can update in their wireless devices. So when they are away from the PCs also, by using these registry settings in the mobile devices, they can update their data. They can update their mails, emails, calendars, and contact details. Everything they can be updated by using this Microsoft ActiveSync. Okay, here it is establishing trusted groups through appropriate registry settings. It's become crucial. Okay, because of these registry settings, it is establishing trusted groups. So it like a trusted group. It like a trusted group for the users to use mobiles, and they can connect to these mobiles to PCs. They can connect to the mobiles to PCs, and they can use and they can do their actions like they can update their mails, calendars, and they can write some notes, and they can update their contact list like that. And one of the most relevant areas where this action to secure the application is within the group policy. So they have a group policy. So they have a group policy here. The Microsoft ActiveSync, it has a group policy that can be understood by the user who is using the mobile phones that can be connected to the PC, and the connection should be done before knowing the group policy details. So they have to first read the group policy. Okay, one of the most relevant areas where the attention to security is applicable. So when we want to give security to our mobiles, so when we want to give some security to the mobiles, then we have to know what is group policy, and we have to register our settings according to that group policy. Okay, and the emphasis on most of the group policy settings is security. So the main aim of this group policy, so mainly they will concentrate on the security. So to secure the sensitive data in their mobile, so the group policy setting is mainly for the security of the sensitive data. Okay, here every new mobile, if we take a new mobile, it is not 100% secure. So it is not 100% secure. So because of the settings what we have done, like that we can make the mobile secure. We have to apply some applications. So new mobile applications are constantly being provided to help protect against spyware. So because new mobile applications, so constantly, so every time the mobiles are coming with some new applications that can be protected from spyware, viruses, worms, malware, and other malicious code. So spyware, if any other attacker trying to if we want to see our actions in our if any attacker trying to see our actions in our computer is nothing but the spyware, the viruses, the worms, malware that is coming from the attacker, the small code, and the malicious codes that are run through the network and the internet. So these are all the attacks that are coming from the attacker, and they will try to attack on the network, and the codes that are in these spywares, viruses that will run through the networks and the internet, what we are using to the computer, what we are using to the where the mobiles are using those networks. So that can be constantly protected every time. So every time that can be protected by every new technology, every new applications and updated versions are coming to protect our mobiles from these viruses. So these attacks. So the core problem. So everyone having the core problem. The main problem is the mobile security issues. Okay, the core problem to many of the mobile security issues on a Windows platform. So they are having a problem on the Windows platform is that the baseline security is not configured properly. Okay, here the core problem for to many of the mobile security issues is on the Windows platform is that the baseline security is not configured properly. Okay, here we can see the flow. You can see the flow how tools allow to users to browse the desired registry value on their mobiles. Let us see this picture. So this is the registry value browsing. So in our system, if we have so many settings, when we go to control panel and we have set some settings, we have enabled some settings that may not be enough to secure our data. The new registry properties. The new registry properties every time that has to be updated. Every time that has to be updated. So we have to do action as updated and where the path is. And where the path is and where, what is the value data and data value type. So we have to every time we have to check this registry, new registry properties for a new device of our mobiles or our PCs. Every time we have to browse the registry value. Every time we have to browse the registry value of a system or a digital devices that are connected to the networks. And what is authentication service security? So authentication service security is nothing but the authentication. So the persons who are allowed to access the data, and who cannot access the data, and the service what we are providing to the security is nothing but authentication service security. Okay, in this we have two components. There are two components of security in mobile computing. In first one is service of security of devices. We have to give security to the devices. The devices are nothing but the pieces that are connected to the network, mobiles, Bluetooth, or anything that are connected to the network, or the devices that are running which are connected to the PCs, and the devices that are connected to the PCs that are running by using some networks. Those are nothing but devices, and we have to give security for the devices and security in networks. And we have to give security to the networks. So let us discuss about this. First, a secure network access. Secure network access involves mutual authentication between the device and the base stations or web servers. So the base stations or web servers, what we are using in the device are nothing but web servers. The device and the web servers, the authentication, the mutual authentication. So the device has to accept and the base station has to accept their authentications on the both sides. It is nothing but mutual authentication. So here a secure network access means it should involve in mutual authentication between the device and the base station or web servers. Okay. And next one, that authentication services security. So here it is very important, given that the typical attacks on mobile devices. So typical attacks on mobile devices through wireless networks. So we have wireless network attacks like on the mobiles, like we have DOS attacks, distributed denial of service attacks, and traffic analysis. So the traffic, like the data packets flowing from one network to another network. At that time, what are the attacks are coming are nothing but traffic analysis, eavesdropping, and man in the middle communication between the two users, or from the server to the client or client to the server. So the man in the middle, the attacker in the middle, is nothing but a man in the middle. And the session hijacking. If any process is going on, the hijacking of that process is nothing but session hijacking. So these are the attacks on the mobile devices, and we should here the authentication service security. They mainly concentrate on these attacks to secure their data, their confidential data. Okay, the security measures in this scenario. What are the security measures we have to apply? What are the security measures in this scenario is that it should have wireless application protocols. It should have wireless application protocols, use of VPNs and media access control and address filtering. We have to filter the addresses that coming from unauthorized access, and development of 802.xx standards. So we have to every time we have to develop the OS like 802.2x standards. So like that, every time we have to use these things to secure our data through authentication service. And these are some eminent kinds of attacks. So these are some eminent kinds of attacks to which mobile users are subjected to. We have push attacks, pull attacks, and crash attacks. So let us see some examples for this. Okay. First of all, let's see some push attacks. So how push attacks are going on? Here the attacker launches blended attack over rogue and HOC network. So rogue and HOC network, through this rogue and HOC network, the attacker will try to attack on our system. So through the system, it will it will send some worm or zombie to these our personal pocket PC devices. So it may be anything that is connected to the network, and through the network the attacker tries to send one zombie or worm. So it will spread to the DDoS zombies flood. So through this DDoS zombies flood, the server, the enterprise server, the owner's server, it will attack to the owner's server through DDoS zombies flood. So it will spread to owner's server, and it will spread to desktop PC, the owner's desktop PC that is connected to that owner's server, and the contact list in that pocket PC device, the contact list, it will go to every contact list of the victim and the contact list, and it will attack every contact person in that list. So like that, the push attacks are going on. Push attacks is nothing but the spreading of worms from from the attacker's PC or the attacker's network to so many places, like the network, the pocket PC device, or the owner server PC, desktop PC, the contact list, every contact list in the pocket PC device. So like that, the spreading of worms is nothing but push attacks. And next, pull attacks. So what are pull attacks? It is like a configured email log. It will capture emails, logins, passwords from the victim's computer. Okay. So let us see. Here we have it will capture files, emails, passwords, etc. and it will scan for open ports, copies, files from pocket PC device. So one attacker will try to scan all the copies from pocket PC device, and it will go to WEP encrypted, and it will go to PC, pocket PC device, and which contains credentials, user data, like the data which is having financial details. So if the PC which is connected to this and this, so the rogue access point and the rogue peer, so they both will try to capture the email, logins, and passwords attacks. Like they'll pull the details from the pocket PC device. Okay, so it is nothing but pull attacks. So here in push attack, the bomb will it will spread to everything that is connected to that network. In pull attacks, it will the attackers will try to capture the emails, logins, and passwords from the pocket PCs that containing credentials, like user data, enterprise data, or the sensitive data that is having in the organization. So here the legitimate access point. So this is unaware of these attacks. So it will not it doesn't know about the attacks of the it does not know attacks of the attacker, so it will not do anything. So like that the pull attacks are going on. And crash attacks. So how the crash attacks are going on? It will the attacker will try to send so many requests. Like the attacker has sent, here see, the attacker has sent a hard reset code bomb. So for that HTTP response malicious ActiveX has been updated in the pocket PC device, and next attacker will send another code like that. And here also the file beamed over IR port. So after that random IP packets will be updated in pocket PC, and file synchronized from rogue PC. Everything that is been invoked in this pocket PC. So because of these attacks, because every attacker is trying to attacking on one system, here the hard reset, invoked programs, files and password loss, everything happens in this pocket PC device. This is nothing but crash attacks. So many attackers will try to attack on one system is nothing but crash attacks. Now let us see cryptographic security for mobile devices. Cryptography is nothing but the data which is the data which has some algorithm which has the access. Like the data can be secured with some algorithm is nothing but cryptographic security. So the devices, the mobile devices, cryptographically generated address. So CGA means cryptographically generated address. So it automatically generates the address through cryptography. Okay, automatically generate the address through cryptography. So it's like a inter protocol version 6. Here it addresses 64 address bits that are generated by hashing owner's public key address. So by using the owner's public key which is hashed, so which is having hash, so hashing owner's public key that will generate the every time that will generate one new address to that data. Okay, cryptography means every time the data, if we want to access the data, every time the data has to be every time the address of the data will change because of this cryptography. So cryptographic generate addresses, it will give good security to the sensitive data in your mobiles. And after that the address the owner uses is the corresponding private key to assert address ownership and to sign messages. So messages sent from the address without a public key infrastructure. So without the public key infrastructure, the data will not be taken. Okay, then the address, the owner, the corresponding private key assert ownership and to sign messages. So it is used to sign messages sent from addresses without a public key infrastructure or security infrastructure. And deployment of PKIs. So public key infrastructure provides many benefits for users to secure their financial transactions initiated from mobile. So when we are doing any transactions through mobiles that are connected to our accounts, so that these PKIs, public key infrastructures, they'll provide good benefits, good security to the users while transferring their financial data from mobiles to the other merchants. And LDAP security for handheld mobile devices. LDAP is nothing but lightweight. LDAP is nothing but a lightweight so LDAP is nothing but lightweight directory access protocol. So it is a open end. It's like an open end cross platform. It is an open end. open and cross platform. So it is like a organized as a simple tree. So let us see one example for this. LDAP is like a simple tree structure. It contains the following levels. Like in LDAP we have root directory. Root directory, which like it's like a from the root directory only. From the root directory only, the security of each application will be done, and the countries which branches out to. Countries which branches out to, organizations which branches out to, and organizational units which branches organizational units, and each individuals. So everyone it will be used. LDAP used for everyone. Organizational units, and it will be used for individuals. So like that the security will happen. First of all, it will it consists of following level. In the first level, we have root directory. It will give security to root directory, and next countries. It will give security to countries, and the organizations and organizational units. The units of each organization. So if there is any organization, it has some units. So like that organizational units. And in that organizational units, it will give security to each individual. So like that it can be given. So LDPA, it's like a software protocol for enabling anyone to locate individuals. So it is used for locating individuals, organizations, and other resources such as files and devices on the network. So it is used for locate individuals at any point of time. Okay. It is a lightweight version of directory access protocol. So it is the lightweight version of directory access protocol. So from the directory access protocol, the LDAP has extracted. Okay. Because it does not include security features in its initial stage. So in first when the introduction of directory access protocol has come, the security features were not initialized. The security features were not initialized in this directory access protocol. So that later they discovered LDAP, lightweight directory access protocol. Okay. Next one, remote access server. Remote access server security for mobile devices. So RAS is nothing but remote access protocol. So it is an important consideration for protecting the business's sensitive data that may induce on employees' mobile devices. So the devices that are used by mobile devices that are used by employees, the data that the employees' mobiles have, that should be protected by using RAS security. So RAS security, we can protect these devices. So impersonating or masquerading by using a mobile device to appear as a registered user to these systems would be cracker is then able to steal data or compromise corporate systems in their base. So they will compromise. They will not compromise corporate systems in their base. So they'll give security to each individual in the organization. So registered user can access the remote access protocol like that. And next one, port scanning. Port scanning is first the attacker use a domain name. So first the attacker use domain name system DNS server to locate the IP address of the connected computer. So here in this attack, so first the attacker will use domain name server. So he'll try to collect the domain name server name, DNS server name, and he will try to access through that, and he will try to locate the IP address of the connected computer. So the computer connected which IP address that computer has connected. He will try to gather that information. And second, they'll scan the ports that are connected to the IP address ports on this known IP address. So what are the ports that are connected to IP address that can be scanned, and they way through its transmission control protocol TCP or user datagram protocol UDP stack to see what communication ports are unprotected by firewalls. So how the firewalls are unprotected by using these ports that can be like this, the attacker will try to attack on the systems. So port scanning is nothing but he'll try to collect the data from the from the network. Like he will collect the domain name system. What is the domain name system? Server he will collect, and IP address of the connected computer. And first he will connect the domain name system, and after IP address of a connected, what is the IP address of a connected computer, he will collect it. And second, they'll scan the ports. They will scan the ports on the known IP address. Like this, they will try to attack on the systems. And here, the personal firewall on a pocket PC or a smartphone device. It's like can be an effective protective screen against in the form of attacker from the users connecting through a direct internet or IAS connection. So if the user connects through a direct internet or RAS connection, if the user has these connections, either the direct internet or the RAS connection, so it will against the form of attacker. So here the firewall is like it is the protection wall between the network and the user's data. So the data what we are accessing in the internet, the firewall will be as a filter. It will filter the unauthorized packets that are coming from the unauthorized data packets that are coming from the attackers. So it will filter all these things. And media player control. Now the younger generations, everyone is using the media. So media is still like us. Because from that media also the attacks are coming on. See here, media player control security. So we have to gain security from media player also. So media player can turn out to be source of threat. So it also became the source of threat to information held on mobile devices. So the information that is coming or going through mobile devices. So to that also there is threat. So in the most severe exploit of a flu, a hacker could take over a computer system and perform any task the computer owner is allowed to. So the computer owner's task that allowed to, here the hacker will try to do it. So he'll try to take the control of the computer. Okay? And such an opening files or accessing certain parts of the network. So here the severe exploit of a flu. A hacker could take over a computer system and perform any task. So if the attacker tries to do the actions that a computer owner does, then it's like such as opening files or accessing certain parts of the computer network. So it became a most exploit. So it became severe in this nowadays. So in the registry there are some keys. So in registry we have some keys which control the behavior of the Windows Media Player control. So what are they? Microsoft through its developer network MSDN. Microsoft through its developer network describes the detail of registry value settings on the mobile devices. So Microsoft is giving instructions for us to mail more details on registry values settings on mobile devices. And through networking API security for mobile computing applications. So we are using so many applications in our mobile phones. So if we are using two applications at a time, in the mobile we have APIs. We can think that in the mobile we have APIs. With e-commerce and m-commerce, online payments. So these are the online payments are becoming a very common phenomena that the payment gateways access remotely and possibly wirelessly. So okay, at any place where we can transfer money from one place to another place, at any place, like nowadays it is very common that online payments are going on. So with web servers and their so here web servers are also using the mobile computing applications. The web servers that they use in mobile computing applications, the API become an important consideration. So in mobile applications, the API become very important for web servers. Okay. So most of these developments are targeted specifically at securing range of embedded and consumer products. So they mainly concentrate on embedded and consumer products, including those running OSs such as Linux, Symbian, Microsoft Windows CE and Microsoft Windows. So there is a chance of getting hacked by these OSs. So the systems which are running OSs such as these Linux, Symbian, Microsoft Windows CE and Windows software. So the mainly developments and targeted specifically securing. So they mainly concentrate on securing the range of embedded and consumer products. Okay, the next one, providing a common software framework. So they want to provide the network API security. They want to provide a common software framework. APIs will become an important enabler of new and higher value services. So they want to it's became common it's like they want to provide common framework for every employee. The software framework should be common, and the APIs will become an important enabler. So the APIs in the by using APIs, the security of the system, the trust on the application, that can be increased by using APIs. Okay, this is all today. Today we have discussed about what is registry settings for mobile devices and what are the issues in registry settings for mobile devices and authentication service security. In this, the example for this is Microsoft ActiveSync. And what is the importance of registry value browsing and authentication service security. We have two components like security to the devices and security to the network. And we have discussed about push, pull and crash attacks with diagrams. And the continuous what are the authentication service securities we have in mobile devices, like cryptographic security. We can give cryptographic security to mobiles, and LDAP, lightweight directory access protocol security for mobile devices. RAS security, remote access protocol security. Remote access server security. Remote access server security for mobile devices. And media player control security. How the media player like the attacks are coming through media player. Example, we have Windows media player, that the attacker will try to attack from that also, like that. Network API security. So the network, how we can use APIs to secure the network, like that. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.